my body, yeah. Plus, solely my body, yeah. Samba da ba da da ba da da ba da da ba da da. Don't be smarting, don't be smarting, don't be smarting, don't be smarting. I said don't be smarting, don't be smarting, don't be smarting. Looking back to all the years that you and I have spent together, it seems like you've been playing me all along. So many times you asked me to put the whole of my trust in you. So many times you betrayed me and played me for a fool. Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter? Cause it be like you and I, we didn't need each other all the time. All the time. Another year has come, and now you want my trust once more. Oh, no. It be like say you want to tell me another story again. It be like say you want to act another movie again. It be like say you want to go another coding again. It be like say you want to dance, la la la, nothing you dance again. You want to sing another song again. It be like say you want to go, you want to go. See, all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Cause all they really want to do is just to get in touch with big bucks. Cause they think that the money gives them the power. But the power is nothing if your people cannot get quality education. The power is nothing if your people keep dying of disease and starvation. The power is nothing if your people have no peace, no peace. The power is nothing if your people cannot live in unity. Hey, see why you keep on deceiving the people, my brother, my sister. See why you make all these people to they fight one another. Oh no, only God can judge you now. 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 Another year has come, and now you want my vote once more. Oh, no. It be like say they want to tell me another story again. It be like say they want to act another movie again. It be like say they want to do another deceiving again. It be like say they want to dance, la la la, nothing you dance again. They want to sing another song. They want to sing. It be like say they want to go. They want to dance. I dedicate this one to all of the shady politicians. Wake up, promise and fail, and they make the people live in harsh conditions.
Yo. Good evening, and welcome to the ATN Show with your host, Mike Dere. How are we feeling, people? How are we feeling? Yes. Yes, and that was Two-Face Adibia. Yeah, welcome guys. Welcome to the ATN Show. How are we feeling? How are you guys? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah, we were supposed to have a show last week, but due to some unforeseen circumstances and some technical issues, we had to postpone last week's show. And yeah, we're here. I'm glad to be here at Tag Radio. And yeah, we're broadcasting live from the studio out in Essex. Here we are. Welcome, guys. Once again, I cannot say this enough. This is Tag Radio, your community voice radio. And I want you all to do me the pleasure of following our various social media platforms, Twitter or X, whichever you prefer to call it, YouTube. YouTube is a big one because a lot of you are watching on YouTube now. Some of you are watching live, some of you are watching in the future from now. But we need you to subscribe. We notice a lot of you are watching, and we love the interactions, we love the views, we love the likes, and keep them coming, and add some comments in there as well. In fact, let's do a quick exercise now. If you're watching this live and you're on the YouTube or you're on the Facebook, please comment what country or what continent you're seeing this broadcast live and what platform. So I could shout you out accordingly. Thank you once again for joining at Tag Radio. So yeah, continuing, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter or X. We're also on Spotify. So all of our broadcasts are uploaded onto Spotify in podcast format. So you can catch up on the weekly live shows or any other shows that you may have missed. Some of you are joining us newly. You can go back and catch up on some of your favorite shows. We have a variety of shows across the week, and during the weekends as well, to keep you entertained and informed. Yes, also, yes, you can join in the conversation. As it says here on my right, which should be your left. Yeah, join the conversation. Call in on the designated lines, and you should get through to the studio. We are live here, so yeah, we'll be able to hear you, and we'll be able to interact with you live on air. And if you're not big on social media, so if you stumbled across this and you would want to keep engaged with us, but you're not too big on social media, some of the platforms I've mentioned, we also have our very own dedicated app, which runs 24/7. And guess what, guys? It is absolutely free. It comes at no cost to you. All you have to do is go onto your App Store or your Google Play Store and type in Tag Radio. You will see this exact same logo. Let me move my head for a moment. Once you see that logo, you know it's us. And for those listening that can't see me on the YouTube, I basically moved my head so that the viewers can see the logo and recognize the app when they see it in their Play Store and download to keep up to date with all of our events, shows, and upcoming features. So, it's a Wednesday. What brings me here today? What brings me to you here today? Well, we have recently transitioned into the month of October. Now, for various members of our community, October or this time of year is a unique time of year where a lot of things happen, and a lot of things are, or people are quite sensitive to the season. You know, we're changing over from what is more of a hot, summery autumn season to the colder winter months, or the colder winter that's due to set in. And obviously, we're coming to the end of the year. Can you believe it? 2024 is just over, or just under 8 weeks to finishing. Wow, how did we get here so fast? It feels like just the other day you guys were seeing my face for the first time here at Tag, and now we're about to cross over into a new year together. Fantastic. It has been an absolute pleasure, by the way, guys. I love each and every one of you that have been interacting, supporting, and participating and engaging. Anyway, let's get back on track. What brings me to you here this evening? Well, last week we transitioned over, right? October 1st. Now, for those who do not know, there's a very particular group of people that had a big celebration, or should have been celebrating big, on the 1st of October. That is, in fact, let's do a test. For all those watching, type in the comment what happened on October 1st. Why is October 1st a special day, and who is it special for? I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes, and then, in fact, I'll play a song. That's what I'll do. I'll play a song. I'll give you guys a few minutes to just guess and interact and see, and type in the comments actually why October 1st is such a special event and who it was a special event for. And then we'll come back. So, what better? In fact, this is a great clue in my opinion. This next song I'm about to play for you is a great clue. So yeah, guys, message in. I am live and I can see all your comments. So message in, and we're going to pick a winner. The first one in wins a prize. So yeah, go ahead, guys.
Your mommy, I want lay what bad gun. Oh yeah, ask your daddy, I want lay what bad. Money go ask your mommy, I want lay what bad gun. Oh yeah, ask your daddy, I want lay what bad gun. Yeah, me with more bad gun. We spend the money in large gun. The money too much we dash gun. But what they say they ras gun. Now who do this be? Sam Clef not me. Now who make him here? Weezy not me. Chilling with my guy. Piper not me. And we keeping it real. Oh yeah, come on, let my jolo, baby, my jolo. Oh yeah, come on, let my jolo, baby, my jolo. Money go, come on, let my jolo, baby. Money go, come on, let my jolo, baby, my jolo. Say sitting in the corner, don't know. Every Gucci and Gabbana, don't know. Our price don't hammer, don't know. You wearing our Prada, don't know. Say sitting in the corner, don't know. Every Gucci and Gabbana, don't know. Our price don't hammer, don't know. We wearing our Prada, don't know. Oh yeah, ask your mommy, I want lay what bad gun. Oh yeah, ask your daddy, I want lay what bad. Money go ask your mommy, I want lay what bad gun. Oh yeah, ask your daddy, what bad gun. I want lay what bad gun. Yeah, your money can't move me. My money and your money no be mates. Your money can't move me. My money and your money no they the same weight. Hey, see my money too large, oh. This boy too bad, oh. The girls them love my style, that's why they want to do me. This girl she want to do me. That girl she want to do me. This girl she want to do me. That girl Steffi want to do me. See this girl she want to do me. That girl Steffi want to do me. Your girlfriend she want to do me. This girl Steffi want to do me. Oh yeah, come on, let my jolo, baby. Money go, come on, let my jolo, baby. Money go, come on, let my jolo, baby. Money go, come on, let my jolo, baby. Say sitting in the corner, don't know. Every Gucci and Gabbana, don't know. Our price don't hammer, don't know. We wearing our Prada, don't know. Say sitting in the corner, don't know. Every Gucci and Gabbana, don't know. Our price don't hammer, don't know. We wearing our Prada, don't know. Oh yeah, ask your money, I want lay what bad gun. Oh yeah, ask your daddy, I want lay what bad gun. Money go ask your mommy, I want lay
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm sure a lot of you know that tune. I mean, this is such a classic tune. So yeah, obviously, this song is by the majestic, mighty Kid, and this was one of his early breakthrough hits, Don't Do. Now, back to the question. What was celebrated on October 1st, 2024, and who were celebrated? The obvious answer is Nigerians. It was Nigeria's Independence Day. And yeah, it was Nigerians. Nigerians should have been. I don't know where you guys were, what you were up to, but yeah, it should have been celebrating Independence Day. And wow, how many years does that make it? Well, let's do a quick background. Should I call it background? Let's just do a bit of a dive into Nigeria, because a lot of people know Nigerians, have tried Nigerian food, listen to Nigerian music, but may not know so much about about Nigeria, the country. So I've got some bits of information here, and just let me know if any of this is new to you. So out of all the bits of information I'm going to talk about in tonight's show, and by the way, we're focusing on Nigeria. This show was supposed to air last week, but due to technical reasons, we've had to shift our show back a week. So yeah, this week we're going to be focusing in honor of Black History Month, because in October, here in the UK, every October is supposed to be Black History Month, where we celebrate everything to do with Black history. We uplift and bring awareness to Black history. So yeah, this week we're focusing on Nigeria. Spoiler alert, I'm a bit biased. I am of Nigerian heritage. Yeah, so, but it just so happens October is Black History Month. Nigerian independence is on October 1st. It's a match made in heaven. So yeah, just to give you some historical context, Nigeria gained independence from British colonial rule on the 1st of October 1960. British presence in Nigeria started in the 19th century, formalized through treaties and military occupation. In 1914, the British amalgamation of the Northern and Southern Protectorates and Lagos into In 1914, the British amalgamated the Northern and Southern Protectorates and Lagos into what is now modern-day Nigeria. Okay, so from that bit of information that I just read, so a lot of people wouldn't know that before 1960, Nigeria was, before 1914, Nigeria was the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate. And it seems like Lagos was a separate entity on its own. I guess this is why Lagos was the former capital of Nigeria. But yeah, interestingly enough, it was under colonial rule for quite some time, it seems, before gaining independence. And it was through mainly military occupation by the British. Obviously, this has had knock-on effects for Nigerians and the country, even though it shifted into independence quite a while ago, coming up to 7 decades ago now. There are still a lot of things lingering. There's still a lot of British colonialism that lingers around in the communities, and some would even say or argue even in the politics, which has a negative effect on Nigeria as it is today. But anyway, let's talk about some key figures that were influential in the forming of Nigeria, or Nigeria as a country. Nnamdi Aziki. Ooh. Now, see, this is the British side of me. You're gonna be able to tell this is the British side of me coming out, right? Nnamdi Azikiwe, often called the father of Nigerian nationalism. Azikiwe was pivotal in organizing protests and forming political alliances that led to Nigerians' independence. He was educated in the US, which influenced his ideas of self-determination. Now, I am going to take a bet, bearing in mind this is all just information I found off a quick Google search online, but I am willing to bet that Mr. Nnamdi's time in the US and probably mixing with black Americans and seeing some of the struggles that they were going through in America and in their own struggles to carve out an identity for themselves or carve out an existence, a humane existence for themselves in that around that time, the 50s and 60s, probably influenced him largely into coming back to Nigeria and fighting for independence. So, this goes to show a unique connection between Nigerians and Americans, so this even further, from my opinion or from my standpoint anyway, this further deepens the ties that Nigerians have with black communities across the world, especially in America. We've influenced each other over the years positively, even though it may not be publicized or televised or spread throughout the media as much. But, we can see here clearly that this gentleman organized political alliances and organized protests that were pivotal and influential in the push for Nigerians to gain independence from British colonial rule. Phenomenal piece of black history there, that from a Nigerian that schooled in the US, that came home to fight for independence for his country of origin. I think that deserves a round of applause. Yep. Also, let's talk about Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Okay, Nigeria's first and only prime minister. He was known for his diplomatic skills and his ability to negotiate Nigeria's independence. His government was overthrown in 1966 and he was assassinated during a coup. Wow. Oh, wow, that is so unfortunate. So, I think that goes even further to show, earlier I mentioned about the legacy of British colonial rule. So, there was a time where Nigeria had a prime minister, which is similar to the political system here in the UK. Interestingly enough, his term or his government only lasted 6 years from Independence Day to the year in which he was assassinated during a coup. Now, forgive me if my knowledge on this is a bit, or I'm speaking out of ignorance, but I believe a coup is something that is something that's performed by the military. In fact, thank God for Google. Let me get up Google now. And let's get this right. Okay. A sudden, violent, and unlawful seizure of power from a government. Okay. Yeah. So that's the definition according to Google. And in most countries, the only people that are forceful or powerful enough to overthrow a government in a country is an army. May not necessarily be the army that originates from the country, but I think in most cases it is the army of the country. But yes, in the coup, he was overthrown and assassinated. I I'm not too sure what his policies were. I'm not too sure the effect he had in Nigeria, but I mean, he is a man that's marked in history as the first and only Prime Minister of Nigeria. A bit of a sad note on that. A bit of a sad note on that. But this is part of the history, you know. This is stuff that a lot of Nigerians may or may not know. So I'm here. My duty here tonight is to entertain you with some good tunes and some nice music. But at the same time, I'm going to also usher some information to you that you may or may not know. But we're going to keep the vibe up with some good music. And speaking of, I think it's about time we get to our next song. And this next song is an absolute classic for me. One of the best African vocalists, singer-songwriters, in my opinion. I would have loved to see him become Africa, or at least Nigeria's Michael Jackson. His vocal ability, his singing is that great. It's none other than Mr. One Day Cole with the hit Again. Enjoy this, guys.
Wait for you so the same time will come up. Me and you at the same time. I never want to leave, so dance with me, I pull up on your beach, It's time to sweet. So like water with the inside coconut. Sip after tip, you give me stamina. Wait for you so the same time will come up. Me and you at the same time. I never want to leave, so dance with me, I pull up on your beach, It's time to swim, Baby girl, make you know the lie. Make it tell your friends, say you they feel this guy. Don't even waste time. Cause now me you go follow till the day we die. But meanwhile, I can't wait to make your face just smile. It's not a lie. You set my soul on fire. So many girls that pass you. None of the girls find pass. So many things you've been through. Life will not be the same again. Wouldn't be the same again. You'll never be the same again. You'll never be the same again. Never be the same again. Don't mind them, change the light to you. The talk say me I'm too bad for you. Don't mind them, change the light to you. The talk say me I'm not good. Don't break it, oh, break it, oh, break it, oh. If I die, wait it, oh. Man, I take it, oh. When your ways will be ready, to rotate it. Baby, me and wait it, oh, wait it. When your ways rotate it, oh. Baby girl, make you know the lie. Make it tell your friends, say you they feel this guy. Don't even waste time. Cause now me you go follow till the day we die. But meanwhile, I can't wait to make your face just smile. It's not a lie. You set my soul on fire. So many girls that pass you. None of the girls find pass. So many things you've been through. This life will not be the same again. Wouldn't be the same again. You'll never be the same again. You'll never be the same again. Never be the same again.
Yes, and that was Again by Mr. One Day Cole. Absolute classic, absolute banger. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna keep it coming, and I've got more information for you guys. By the way, guys, if you are Nigerian, I just want you to put the Nigerian flag in the comments. Just get it up on your emoji, your keyboard, type it. Just put the Nigerian flag in there. I want to see the comment section spammed with the spammed with the Nigerian flag in honor of Nigerian independence. I know I'm a week late. This was supposed to be last week's show, but here we are. We're celebrating it together here on Tag Radio. So guys, spam the comments with the Nigerian flag. Oh, also, let me know what country you're watching this from, or what continent you're watching this from. Once again, I am your host, Mike DeRay, here on Tag Radio. So yeah, guys, make sure you follow on all the social medias: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify. Yep. And more importantly, you can download our app on the Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple devices. Whether you're on Android or Apple, we got you. And that way you can get direct access to all of our shows 7 days a week, 24/7. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now let's get back to some more interesting facts about Nigeria. So Nigeria celebrates its Independence Day with a military parade, cultural displays, and public addresses by the president. Independence is seen as a unifying moment for Nigerians who reflect on their shared history and hope for a better future. Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I think it's a bit, how would I put it? I mean, as a British-born Nigerian, I think it's a bit interesting the fact that Nigeria celebrates with a military parade. I think that says a lot about where we're at the moment. But who knows? We're all hoping for a better future for Nigeria. But yeah, I just think it's interesting how the military still has such a strong presence in everyday life, even in celebrations in Nigeria. I think that's very, very interesting. Okay, what else? By the way, if you want to do some more research into Nigeria and some of the traditions, cultures, and key figures, please check out BBC History 2020, Nigeria's Independence Movement. That is a source for some of this material. Also, Falola T. and Henton, 2008, A History of Nigeria. It's a press publication that you can check out with more details about some of the things that I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about some of the people. Yeah, the culture, the diversity in Nigeria. So, ethnic groups. Nigeria is home to over 250 ethnic groups. Wow, that in itself is just amazing. Let me know what ethnic group you're representing as a Nigeria, or let me know how many of those 250 ethnic groups that you know of. This is a good test. Type it in the comments. If anybody can come up with more than 10, I've got a prize for you. I've got a prize. Mike DeRay will sponsor a prize on Tag Radio for those who can get more than 10 ethnic groups. No cheating. Don't look it up on the internet. Type it as the show is going live. If you're watching this in the future, you snooze, you lose. That's a good reason to hit that notification bell so that the next time I go live or another one of the hosts go live, you can join in the show to stand for a chance of winning a prize or just getting some good knowledge, getting some good information from the show. So, Nigeria is home to over 250 ethnic groups. I want to know how many of those you know. More than 10, and I've got a prize for you. But the three major ones that dominate the Nigerian culture are Yoruba, which is concentrated in the southwest. The Yoruba are known for their rich culture, religion, and art. The Yoruba have influenced the world through their diaspora, particularly in Brazil and Cuba. Very, very, very interesting relations between the Yoruba culture and the Brazilian Cuban. In fact, I think I saw a stat somewhere. I need to find the stat and I'll post it, or I need to find the video, the documentary, and I'll post it in the chat, in the comments below. I think the biggest concentrations of Nigerians outside of Nigeria is actually in Brazil. So Nigeria has the most black people or Africans in the world. The most Africans in a particular country is Nigeria, hands down. And then second place is actually Brazil. Yeah, man. So yeah, that shows there's a link. And also another fact about Yoruba people, the Yoruba tribe isn't specifically limited to Nigeria. It's a tribe that expands outside of Nigeria. It just so happens that there are a lot of Yoruba people in Nigeria, but the Yoruba tribe itself and their descendants spread far and wide, even outside of Nigeria. I just thought I would mention that as well. Okay, tribe number 2 are the Igbo people. primarily found in the southeast. The Igbo are known for their entrepreneurial spirit. They have a unique system of governance called Ohanaeze, forgive me for butchering the pronunciation, a collective decision-making process led by elders. Now, I'm sure we've all experienced something similar to this, and a lot of us may be able to testify in that some of the Igbo people we know definitely, some of the Igbo people we know personally definitely display a unique and fiery entrepreneurial spirit that is to be admired and to be praised. So shout out to all my Igbo people. Now the third ethnic group is the Hausa Fulani. These two groups in the north have historically been intertwined, the Hausa and Fulani. So they're two separate groups, but they're classified as one in this instance. Excuse me. These two groups in the north have historically been intertwined. The Hausa are predominantly Muslim, and their culture is influenced by centuries of Islamic scholarship and trade. Now, language. English is the official language. Once again, talk about legacies of colonialism. A legacy of colonialism, but many Nigerians speak indigenous languages like Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. Multilingualism is common, with most Nigerians speaking at least one native language in addition to English. Now, all of us that identify as Nigerians probably testify to this fact. You know, as well as speaking English, quite commonly you need to at least speak one of the other dominant language. Excuse me. Oh, I think it's the winter, the winter seasons pressing my vocal cords. You need to speak at least one of the other Nigerian languages. So I've even met quite a few Igbo people that speak Yoruba as well as Igbo and English. I've met Hausa people that have a command of Hausa and Yoruba. You know, that it's not as straightforward as a lot of people may think. You have a lot of people from different tribes that are able to speak the languages of different tribes as well as English. Now, me, as a British-born Nigerian, I can't speak any of the languages. I'm attempting to learn some. If there's anyone that teaches, please message in at Tag Radio, so we can promote your services for all those Nigerians or those British-born Nigerians or the Nigerians in the diaspora that don't speak their language or their mother tongue, so to speak. Yeah, let us know please let us know that your services so that we can promote, and so that those of us that don't know the mother tongue can have a glimmer of hope. You know, we can hope for a better future and being able to speak the languages. Okay, so now to talk about some cuisines, which is what I think a lot of people like and love, cuisines and maybe some of the festivals. So forgive my pronunciation. Once again, I have to let you guys know I am a British born Nigerian, so my pronunciations are wow. I can't speak any of the languages, but I'm learning. So the Egun festival, which is a Yoruba festival. This festival honors ancestors and involves masquerades, music, more so music and dancing, but it's a festival. I'm not too sure which one of the festivals it is, but I think it's one of the ones where they like all dress up in white or something like that. I think they've also got a similar festival in Brazil that looks almost identical, which also Black History Month, we're talking about, you know, the correlations between, specifically Nigeria and Africa and other Black communities and cultures across the world. That is interesting. Now we have the new Yam Festival, which is Igbo, which is a Igbo festival, I believe, celebrated to thank the gods for a bountiful harvest and to mark the start of a new agricultural season. Yeah, I think that speaks for itself. Yam is also a staple food in a lot of Nigerian homes. You know, the same way we've got potatoes in the UK, in here in the British. Wait, is this the British house? Of course it is. I hope it is, because I'm saying it live on air. But here in Britain, we have potatoes, you know, mashed potatoes, spuds, and all of that. Well, in Nigeria, or in a lot of Nigerian homes, we have yam. You know, yam goes with a lot of cuisines, a lot of food, and it always tastes great. Okay, so some of the more popular foods that you're more likely to hear generically that isn't necessarily attributed to one specific tribe is, jollof rice. Jollof rice is like a West African thing, but it's very big. And obviously, because we're celebrating Nigerian independence, Nigeria has the best jollof. Like, I have to say that right now, live on air. Pounded yam. There you go. Yam again, you see? In the pounded form. Beautiful, beautiful dish. And with the pounded yam, it's usually served with like a soup or a sauce. So the sauce complements the pounded yam. The yam is like almost like a mashed potato, that sort of consistency, but a bit thicker. So yeah, that gels really well with the sauce that it's paired with. There are a variety of sauces. Maybe different tribes have different preferences of what sauces they pair with the pounded yam, but the pounded yam is a great staple. It's a solid staple. Somebody's typed in, what about cocoa yam? Wow. Yeah, I think you might have to come in and show us at Tag Radio what the cocoa yam is all about. Thank you, bro. Thank you for locking in. Oh yeah, fantastic. But yeah, man, we love our yam. That is for certain. And one that's a bit more that is gaining popularity is suya. Suya is like our version of I don't want to say our version, but suya is like what some people would consider jerk, like the jerk, how Jamaicans or the Caribbeans jerk their chicken or jerk their meat. Africans, Nigerians, West Africans, we have suya. Suya is like a barbecued meat where there's some spices and some oils and stuff. Yeah, exactly. A beef jerky is something similar, but beef jerky, you can eat it kind of like cold, but suya more often it's eaten hot, fresh off the grill. But it's that sort of sliced fine meat, seasoned well to taste and roasted on an open fire, So yeah, that is the thing. Okay, so now we've talked about cuisine. We've talked about culture. We've talked about people. I've done a lot of talking, and I know you guys are probably getting a bit fed up of my voice. So I'm going to hit you guys up with a classic from an Igbo man, actually, I believe. His name is Two-Face Adibia. And let me know in the comments if you know the name of this song right here. I'm sure a lot of you got to know this, so yeah. I'm expecting to see this spammed in the comments. Yeah, let me know the title of this one.
Ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. And just yesterday, you came around my way. You changed my horse in way with your astonishing beauty. Oh, you could not make a brother sing. No ordinary thing, a supernatural being. And no, you are brighter than the moon, brighter than the star. I love you just the way you are. And you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams, and you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, you are my African queen. Oh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Out of a million, you stand as one, the outstanding one. I look into your eyes, girl, what I see is paradise. Hey, you captivated my soul. Now every day I want you more. I cannot deny this feeling I'm feeling inside. Hey, no one cannot take your place, they cannot take your space. That is a fact I cannot erase. And no, you are the one that makes me smile, make me float like a boat upon the Nile. Girl, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams, and you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, you are my African queen, and I know, oh yes I know. You are my African queen, and I know. See I know what I am feeling in my heart and in my soul. Oh, I know that it's His love, and I know that this love was surely sent from up above. Cause you're the only one that I think of. You are my African queen, and I know that it means that you're the only one that I will serve. I'll give you my heart, my love, my body and my money. Every other thing you think of. In a man who could think of anything better than you, who could think of ever hurting you. Sacrifice my all, I'll give it all to you. You are my African queen, for real. You are my African queen, the girl of my dream, the girl of my dream. Yeah, I've never been. Oh, nah, nah, yeah. Oh, lolly, you are my African. You are my African queen, girl of my dream, my African. You remind me of a thing. Oh, that is the African. So black, so beautiful. I love you, I love you.
Yes,
I love you,
yes.
I love you.
African Queen by the one and only Two-Face Adibia. Yeah, so I see you in the comments, bro. It says I'm getting us hungry, bro. You're getting us hungry. You know, you dishing out meal vouchers. Yeah, Two Baba, the one and only. You know what? I'm not dishing out meal vouchers, but I know a great spot in Thurrock. If for those of us based in the Thurrock area, I know a great spot that does amazing Nigerian cuisine, African cuisine, and does great suya. And I can sponsor a voucher for that establishment. Stay tuned if you're interested in winning that voucher. You know, to get yourself a free meal, sponsored by your boy Mike DeRay. Stay tuned. We're almost at the end of the show. Stay tuned, and I'll have that for you. Okay, so now let's we spoke about the people, spoke about the history. Let's talk about some more modern day issues. Now, this is where it gets a bit serious, and I know some of my guys might they've had these. If you speak with a group of Nigerians, you know, conversations can move in this direction quite quickly. But I've expressed some of the greater parts of the culture, but also I'd like to shine some light on some of the struggles that Nigerians face as a country. Yeah, so let's talk about economic growth. Nigeria is Africa's largest economy, with an estimated GDP of over $514 billion in 2021. $514 billion in 2021. The country is rich in natural resources, particularly oil, which accounts for 90% of its export earnings. However, this reliance on oil has made the economy vulnerable to price fluctuations. Agriculture is the largest sector in terms of employment, providing jobs for 35% of the labor force, but infrastructure challenges hamper growth. Now, I'm not an economist, but it's clear to see, even the basics of teaching, even what we're taught about finances is to have more than one stream of income. And if 90% of your export income is coming from one source, you can only begin to imagine the issues that can cause. And Nigeria is a place where I'm not going to speak too much on the oil, but I'll put it like this. I heard a comedian once said, because by the way, the oil in Nigeria, I believe, is state owned, so it's owned by the state, it's owned by the government. The oil is owned by the government, except for, you know what? The oil is owned by the government, right? Now, a Nigerian comedian once said, we have leaders in Nigeria that are older than the country of Nigeria itself, and believe that culturally the country must show them respect. There was a more intricate way with a bit more he used vernacular, but essentially what he was saying was that there are some of the leaders in Nigeria are older than the country, as in they themselves are were born before Nigerian independence. So they believe, because they respected their elders growing up, Nigeria as a country should respect its elder, as in them, that is older than Nigeria, and act accordingly. Now, if you've grown up in an African or a Nigerian household specifically, you know that there is a reverence that the younger generation are expected to give to the elders. Even in one of the tribes, we detailed about how even the decision-making system is based around a council of elders. The problem is, the elders may not necessarily know what is best for the future. With all due respect to them, they may not always make the best decisions for the future. And especially when younger, more innovative minds are not being brought to the table, it can cause problems. Now, another thing mentioned is agriculture. 35% is still a large portion. But even that is hampered, it's stifled due to basic things like infrastructure. Now, we're talking about an economy that has over 514 billion US dollars. And basic infrastructure and transportation is an issue in Nigeria. And it's been, in fact, some people would say it's a lot worse now than when the British were the colonial masters. I can't speak to that because I wasn't around those times, but man, we can do better as Nigerians. And I also want to say this, I feel like we shouldn't depend on the government to make these positive changes. There are a lot of successful, wealthy Nigerians that give to a lot of foundations, whether it's Cancer UK or cancer research, or donate to educational institutions. There are a lot of well-off Nigerians, and I believe if enough of them came together and decided to tackle this infrastructure problem outside, privately, as a private organization outside of the Nigerian government, this is something that can be tackled, can be done, and can be improved. I feel like we don't have to wait on the Nigerian government to fix this. We've got enough people in the diaspora that are capable, intelligent, and financially strong enough to be influential and impactful in fixing some of these issues. But anyway, that's my two pence on that. I'm going to quickly run through these last few points, and then I'm going to serenade you with a couple more songs, and then we're going to call it a night. Okay, so security challenges in Nigeria. The insurgency led by Boko Haram has destabilized northern Nigeria, resulting in over 30,000 deaths since 2009. The group aims to establish an Islamic State and has carried out numerous attacks, including the kidnapping of schoolgirls in Chibok. Some of you may have heard about this when it happened, may have been aware to some of the going-ons in Nigeria regarding this. And that's in the north. The hashtag #EndSARS movement, more recently in 2020, protested against police brutality, particularly led by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, SARS, hashtag #EndSARS. This movement brought global attention to the issues of governance and human rights in Nigeria. So, obviously, I'm a Brit. I was born in Britain, in England. I was raised. I've lived here my entire life. But I have family and friends that are residents in Nigeria, and this #EndSARS thing was a big deal, and it still is today. You know, as a black Englishman, and I see things that are happening to people in the black community across the world. For example, George Floyd, and even that happened in, I think, New York, that was, and then Mark Duggan, which happened in London, Tottenham. And, you know, a lot of times the reason behind this police brutality or this violent approach to policing black people or people from the black African community is race. It's seen as a race issue. So I'm now baffled when the same brutality, the same police brutality, or in some cases even worse, is happening in Nigeria, where 90%, if not more, of the population is black. So that's black police brutalizing black citizens. What is going on? I feel I can only put it down to one thing. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. And there are a lot of people that may not have a good lifestyle, may not have money, but they're given a gun, which is a non-verbal form of power, and people tend to power trip. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a black Nigerian in England, so I don't live there. I'm sure the police have their reason for carrying guns and whatnots, just like the American police probably would do too. But police brutality, we can't expect other nations to take the black community serious when we talk about police brutality, when we've got black countries with black police brutalizing black people. So these are some of the things that I feel like if the diaspora fixes or starts an initiative to fix, it will be beneficial to Africans, Nigerians, black people across the globe. Because you know what? Once the black police treat black people with respect, that's the bare minimum that is demanded from any other police across the world. And if that is not given, there's a safe place where black people from other backgrounds will feel safe. You know, Nigeria should be a country where black people, Africans and non-Africans feel safe. It is the most populous black country in the world. It has the largest amount of black Africans in the world. So it should be the safest place for black and African people in the world. On a more positive note, the tech boom in Nigeria. Lagos has emerged as a technology hub, attracting international attention. Companies like Andela, Flutterwave, and Paystack are pioneering fintech, financial tech solutions that address African markets' needs. Nigerian tech ecosystem has raised over $1.5 billion in investment since 2015. Positioning Lagos as a leading player in Africa's digital economy. That is fantastic. So you see, we've got the brains, we've got the know-how, and we've even got the capacity to raise investment in fixing problems and creating solutions. I just hope and pray that as we're rounding this the talking part of this show, as we're rounding this up, I just hope and pray that we can get more and more solutions going for the everyday man, not just the people with money, because I know money rules a lot of things, but you know what, we're humans as well. So I hope we can use our finances and our intelligence, our resources, to make life better for the everyday Nigerian. So they can also have a decent, dignified life worth living. And yeah, we're going to close the show with two songs. This next song is by a great man called Tim Meyer, and then the last song I'm gonna play, I want you in the comments to tell me the name of the artist and the name of the song. And guys, follow on our Instagram, our YouTube and Facebook, but more specifically our Instagram, because I'm going to be announcing the winner of the voucher for the if you didn't know, there is a place in Grays called Escape. Serves great food, whether it's a grilled fish you're after, asun, suya, or jollof fries, pounded yam with assorted soups with assorted meats, all sorts of cuisines and beverages, whether it's the glass Coca-Cola, Schweppes, Nigerian Fanta as we like to call it. They've got it all there. And I'll be sponsoring the meal. So follow us on social media and put in one of the comments, in one of the posts in our social media on Instagram, one of the posts on our Instagram, put hashtag ATN prize winner. Hashtag ATN prize winner, and I'll pick one of you guys to win this voucher and this meal at Escape in Grays. Thank you guys, and I'll be back soon for a closing.
This not reality, well it been happen for Bayasa. 1999, yo, I swear I don't go forget them. When them kill the people, and them make the children them orphans. So anytime when I think I'm what are they pop from my eyes, yo? Somebody say we can leave I'm but I say me I must talk. I said they don't kill them, mama, they don't kill them, papa, I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, wait till we go to you. Now so the match they go, yo, 10,000 soldiers for road, yo. Ask them where them they go, them say them they go, Bayasa, which place for Bayasa, one village them call Odi, yo. Nine them enter our village, them rape our young girls and make us homeless. So try them kill our mama, yo. Them kill our papa, yo. Them kill our brothers and kill our sisters and make us homeless. So wait till we go to you, say do you. Everybody they go by you. I said they come and them back you. I said they don't kill them, mama, they don't kill them, papa, I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, we go to you, I done die, poverty don't do that to you, every day for Nigeria, and I saw the people, them need I, our government do. Why you wanna make us to cry, yo? Every day for Nigeria, and I saw the people them they die, yo. Why come out for house for money, yo? Money not there for your hand, yo. Police go stop you for road, them go collect the one when you get, yo. Them lay allegation for hurt, yo. But waiting you know do, yo. Before you go, look my brother, you done the inside cell, yo. I say you don't kill you, mama, don't kill you, papa. I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, them, papa, them, mama. I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama. We go do you. I said they don't kill them, mama, they don't kill them, papa. I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama. We go do you. They don't kill them, mama, they don't kill them, papa. I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama, them, papa, them, mama. I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, mama. We go do you. I said they don't kill them, mama, they don't kill them, papa. I said they don't kill them, mama, them, papa, them, papa, them, papa, them, I said they don't kill them, mama.
Yes, that was Dem Mama by Tim Maya, one of the legends in the Nigerian music scene. So yeah, guys, I'm closing out with this next song. Please, 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 don't forget, follow us on Instagram, and in the top post, type in the comments, hashtag ATN Show. Okay? Trying to make it simple. Hashtag ATN Show. Yeah? We'll make it simple. Go to the Instagram, top post, hashtag ATN Show. And you're going to be in for a chance to win a full meal paid for by myself. I'm sponsoring this one at Escape Bar in Grays. Yeah? So, yeah. Instagram, top post, hashtag ATN Show. Yep. Enjoy this one. And we're signing out for the night. Happy Independence Day to all my Nigerians. And happy Black History Month to all my Africans and blacks across the world. Also, a big shout out to the producers, the executives of the radio station. Thank you for supporting Tag Radio always. Thank you for all the people that support, that log in and stay tuned. Have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, guys. I have been your host, Mike DeRay. Peace.
Ego enter. That thing where you define. Ego enter. It might take a little time, but ego enter. When the stars align, ego enter. And everything will be just fine. Cause when Oluwa say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody can say no. Baba, hello. Cause when Oluwa say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody can say no. Baba, hello. Cause you get the final say. No matter what them say, no matter what them do, yes, you get the final say. No matter what them say, no matter what them do, delay is not denial. Keep waiting patiently. You can triumph through your trials if you just believe.
Once again, a big shout out to Ayo. Thank you for locking in, bro. Appreciate you here at Tag Radio. And also a big shout out to Destiny Son, locked in from Paris. God bless you guys. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
No matter what them say, no matter what them say, ooh, you get the final say, you get the final say. Ooh, no matter what them say, no matter 'cause you get the final say. No matter what them say, no matter what them do, yes, you get the final say. No matter what them say, no matter what them do.
Online 24/7. Tag Community Voice Radio. The radio station for Thurrock's BAME community. Subscribe, listen live, and download our app from the Apple and Google App Stores.
Mommy, oh, wapelaye, mommy, wajẹ ọmọ, ẹni bá ní kò ní